Hello there and welcome to another SportLink TV review. So I'm Karen from SportLink.
And I'm Mark from SportLink.
And today we're going to be looking at the new Brooks Hyperion Max 2. So Mark has been out running this shoe a couple of times. Mark, what's your first impressions of this new shoe?
So, I really like it. That's the first impression. When Brooks brought it round for their autumn-winter collection for 2024, I know we're only in July, but that's just the way the running shoe industry works. This was the one shoe that I was really excited about to try.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people would say that Brooks maybe has become, not complacent, but a little bit staid in some of the design of their shoes. So the first thing, it doesn't look like a Brooks shoe.
It's a really good looking shoe.
It's a great
It's a stunning looking shoe.
Yeah. Absolutely love the upper with the jacquard mesh knit.
Yep.
Holds the foot in really, really nicely.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. As you move up the shoe, you will see, I don't know if you can see in there, Karen, you've got like a nice gusset, gusset tone, which is like a half gusset, which is really nice. Just holds you down, locks you down. Although it's thin, I didn't feel any, bridge of the foot pain. Yeah. And the best thing of all is these.
Your favourites?
Sawtooth laces.
Yeah.
They're the way forward. I didn't even have to lock lace it. I normally lock lace my shoes. Come along, sits nicely under the ankles, no problem. Quite a bit of padding in there, and there's a bit more padding in the heel canter than you're probably used to. But instead of having that hard heel canter which Brooks have in a lot of their shoes, you'll feel it's slightly softer. Yeah. So that is basically where I am with the upper.
Yeah.
We can flip the shoe over So should we go with this? So the outer sole, it's quite a thick outer sole, so durability is not going to be an issue. I've not running it in the wet because we've had some nice weather
for once.
Yeah. But from what I've heard, it's maybe not going to be the shoe you'd grab for after a heavy storm. Okay, but the grip feels fine on normal conditions. Absolutely no problem.
Yeah, they don't seem to have skimped at all on the
No, there's plenty. There's
really good.
Plenty of rubber, which obviously does mean that this shoe probably does weigh a little bit more than some of your other super trainers. This is Brooks' first sort of foray into the super trainer market, I would say, and they've gone with 36 in the heel, 36.25 to be precise, and 30.25 in the forefoot, giving it a 6mm drop, which is in line with their Brooks Max, etc.
Yeah.
What they've also done is there's a full-length P-Bax plate, which they've called Speedwell.
Okay.
You can also see that if you come around to the side.
Oh, yeah.
It comes a little bit of at the side there.
Yeah.
The foam is an upgraded version of the DNA flash foam, which they put into the Hyperion Max, the original one.
It feels different.
It is different. Yeah, it's version 2.
Yeah.
So this is a slightly soft, in my opinion, slightly softer foam.
Okay.
First run out in this shoe, you'll find it maybe feels a little bit hard underfoot.
Okay.
So if you were going to sit it alongside let's quite run it. This running now, this shoe. So I'm probably about 15, 20 miles into this shoe.
Yeah.
It's a firmer ride than say something like your Neo Vista, which is very soft, or your Super Blast 2, which is slightly softer than the Super Blast 1.
Yeah.
But where I think it actually comes into its own is when you really want to try to pick up the pace, which isn't that quick for me, but it's fast enough to feel a difference to this shoe to say the Super Blast. So it's slightly more. I feel it's slightly more aggressive through the.
Has it got a rocker? Or
It's quite. It's quite aggressive through onto your.
I've just spotted these. These kind of built-up bits on the side.
Yeah.
Would you say that gives it a bit of stability?
So there's a bit more stability with that.
Yeah.
Well, obviously not like a guide rail, but acts in a very small way. So over longer distances, you're definitely going to get some stability from that shoe.
That's nice.
And as I say, the foam does soften up a bit.
Yeah.
The lockdown in the shoe is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
You won't have any issues at all with slippage. As I said, I didn't even employ the lock lacing, which I do in most shoes. Out on a run, the faster I went, the more responsive it felt. Nice. So I can only say that's, for quite a few people, this would make quite a nice race shoe.
Okay.
Whether I'd want to, I'm sure if I'd want to run through to marathon distance.
I was going to
in
say,
it,
what kind of
as
distance would you recommend?
Probably wouldn't use it as a 5K shoe. So I just think it's a little. Again, it's really,
it's all personal,
everything is really relative to what pace you're at. So if you wanted to run, for me, it operated between 7 and 8 minute mile. Is where I felt it really came into its own over, more so than perhaps at a slightly slower pace, although it was fine.
Yeah.
I felt that there's other shoes on the market which perhaps operate slightly better at that pace, but between those sort of paces and slightly quicker, I felt it's more snappy than some of its counterparts. It's definitely a big move forwards for Brooks.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm excited, see where they're going to take this shoe. But I really like the whole feel on the foot and the way it runs. It's again, there's so many good shoes out there at the moment that this is just another really good shoe to add into your rotation. Yeah. I'd 100% recommend it as a daily trainer.
That's great. So we're all very, very excited when this lands. I think it lands as of the time of filming. I think it lands next week with us sometime. So all very, very excited to get it on the shelves.
Price point 160,
which is great.
Nicely.
Which sits lovely in between, your higher end stuff, your super blast, and then down to something like, say, the Neo Vista,
150,
which is a great price. And I think Brooks have actually got it spot on with this shoe. I think
absolutely.
People are going to really like this.
This I can't praise this upper and the whole feel on foot of
which
this
is so
shoe.
important,
That is
isn't
absolutely,
it?
absolutely.
You've got to have confidence in the way the shoe fits on your foot and everything else like that.
And a great alternative for those who are not quite confident or quick enough to run in the carbon shoe on race day. A great race day.
What do you say about the width? Is it a
the width is slightly wider than the original Hyperion, because I think it's a completely different shoe.
Yeah.
Let's forget you've ever had and forget the word Max.
Yeah.
And forget the word Hyperion.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
This is the next kind of generation for Brooks.
Yeah, and slightly wider. So
that's great.
Width is normal to wider. Size.
True to size,
True to size,
yeah. So go for that.
So I'm a UK 10 in Brooks shoes, and this sits nicely in the UK 10.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Mark. So what we'll do, Mark will have a few more runs in this, and we'll do a catch up on his kind of views once we get to probably about 50 to 75 miles, just so you can see actually how the shoe is wearing as well. So I think that's always very important, how a shoe wears. But thank you for watching. Give us a like, give us a subscribe to Sportlink TV. It helps us keep the channel going and helps us do more content like this. And Mark and I will see you again for another thrilling shoe review. So thank you very much indeed. Bye.
Bye.